Do you remember that time Eminem got beat up as a kid and then, years later, the guy who bullied him tried to sue him for $1 million? The story starts long before Marshall Mathers became one of the most famous rappers on the planet. It begins with a 9-year-old kid in Michigan who just couldn't catch a break. At that age, Marshall was small, shy, and an easy target. He got bullied constantly at school, but one boy in particular made his life miserable. An older, much bigger 6th grader named D'Angelo Bailey. Marshall admittedly had a sharp tongue, and D'Angelo and his friends didn't hesitate to teach him a lesson whenever they felt like it. This wasn't occasional teasing, it was regular, vicious beatings that went on for months. Then came the day things went too far. It was winter in 1982, and the schoolyard was covered in snow. D'Angelo, spotting Marshall across the yard, packed a snowball around something hard, possibly a rock, and hurled it right at him. It struck Marshall with full force, knocking him to the ground, and before he could recover, the boys swarmed him. They beat him until he stopped moving. When Marshall didn't respond, the kids panicked and ran. Later, he was sent home in terrible shape. His vision faded in one eye. His ear began to bleed. His mother rushed him to the hospital, where doctors diagnosed him with a cerebral concussion. For 5 days, the 9-year-old drifted in and out of consciousness. He eventually recovered physically, but according to his mother, he was never the same. The trauma left him with behavioral issues and deep emotional scars. Enraged, his mother filed a lawsuit against the school district, claiming they failed to protect her son. But the court tossed the case, ruling that the district had governmental immunity. That was the end of it, at least legally. Life moved on, and so did Marshall, though the memory stayed with him. Fast forward to the late 80s. Marshall was now a teenager deeply immersed in hip-hop. He began writing rhymes, battling other rappers, and honing the persona that would eventually explode into fame. He recorded songs, performed endlessly, and even released an album. But everything changed in 1997. At 25, Marshall competed in the Rap Olympics, a major freestyle competition. Despite coming in second place, his performance caught the attention of an Interscope Records intern in the audience. After the show, the intern approached him and asked for a demo. Frustrated from not winning, Marshall casually handed over a cassette of the Slim Shady EP. That tape found its way to an executive at Interscope and then to Dr. Dre himself. Dre loved it. Within a year, Marshall was signed to Interscope, transformed into Eminem, and on his way to superstardom. In 1999, he released the Slim Shady LP, the album that launched him into global fame. One of the tracks on that album was Brain Damage, where Eminem told the story of being bullied as a child. He didn't hide who the bully was. He named D'Angelo Bailey directly and vividly described the violence from those schoolyard attacks. The song attracted media attention, and Eminem spoke about it openly in interviews, confirming that much of it came from real experiences. Rolling Stone tracked down D'Angelo to get his side, and surprisingly, he admitted it was true. "Yeah, we flipped him right on his head at recess," he said. "When we didn't see him moving, we took off running. He even asked the magazine if they could give him Marshall's phone number." 2 years later, in 2001, D'Angelo apparently started seeing dollar signs. Watching Eminem's rise to massive fame, he hired a lawyer and sued him for $1 million. The lawsuit accused Eminem of slander and invasion of privacy, claiming that naming him in the song ruined his reputation and hurt his dreams of launching his own rap career. The complaint even quoted the lyrics as evidence. But there was one huge problem. D'Angelo had already publicly admitted to bullying Marshall in the Rolling Stone interview. On top of that, creative works, especially satirical and exaggerated ones, are protected under free speech. The case had no real legal foundation. The judge saw it immediately. Not only did she dismiss the lawsuit, but she delivered her ruling in the form of a rap. In her written opinion, she rhymed lines such as, "Mr. Bailey complains that his rep is trash, so he's seeking compensation in the form of cash." She concluded that Eminem was entitled to summary disposition, essentially shutting the case down on the spot. It was a poetic and fitting ending to an absurd lawsuit. Marshall Mathers, the once bullied kid from Michigan, had finally won a battle against the person who tormented him decades earlier.